It's time for the Alma College Coaches Show on 104.9 WQBX. And now, live from Pizza One in downtown Alma, let's join your host, Jeff Sommerville, for tonight's show.
Well, good evening and welcome to the Alma Coaches Show. We're live from Pizza One in downtown Alma. And I'm joined by the head coach of the 2025 MIAA champs, Jason Couch.
Hey, that sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
That is fantastic, isn't it?
Absolutely.
What a day it was on Saturday. Holy moly.
What a day.
We got a lot to get to, don't we?
There's a lot to cover. Absolutely. The emotional, roller coaster that was Saturday, it's still exhausting even to think about it. It really was. It was one of the more emotional games that I've coached, been a part of, and but I love I kind of give a message before the game, and something struck me about this last week about using the word belief, having belief in each other and believing in the guys, doing the right, doing their jobs, and the belief in the coaching staff and so forth. And that's what it took. It took all 60 minutes of it.
Yes,
and,
it did.
Unbelievable. Started off fast and had a little dip there. Not a little one, quite a big one. The second quarter and really even into the third. But but our guys never gave up. And one of the T pillar in kilt style is tenacity, and our guys certainly never gave up, and they believed in each other. And man, it was fun to watch them respond, and fun to see the holy cow, we're going to do this.
Yeah, exactly.
That was really special, and then a lot of meaningful big hugs after the game, and
For sure.
I always love those. And it was something.
It was awesome.
It was awesome.
Oh, well, let's get into it. In these championship games, sometimes certain plays get lost in the flow of it, and I think the opening kickoff is one of those where
that was I saw the ball squirt out and shoot out.
I was going to say it went a long way.
I think it went at least another 12 yards. But what did we talk about last week? What's going to lose the game? And it's going to be turnovers and costly penalties. And it's as soon as that play happened, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
Balls
literally thought
play.
about us sitting there a week ago, and actually in the stands, weren't we, a week ago?
Yeah, we were.
But we Reed Seabase jumped on that thing, and we didn't have to debate long whose ball it was. It was
not at all.
Instant relief, and somebody's looking out from upstairs watching us. So we got that fell our way, and that drive, there's some pretty spectacular plays.
There really are, yes.
We had I think 2 4th downs on that drive.
Carter converted a 4th and 16 run.
And
with his feet. We hasn't gotten credit with it yet on the stats. So
we were right at that spot of we're not going to punt.
Yeah, it was what?
30? I think 35 maybe.
35?
And we're out of range for field goal. So let's go for it.
Right at the 30. Yeah, the wind was blowing. 30 miles an hour across the field.
Yeah, and so,
I'm going to guess you didn't call quarterback run.
No, we did not. But I remember in the headset, not that I would love to take a timeout on the first drive, but, coaches know that if we don't like what's dialed up, let me know and I'll call timeout.
Sure.
So I asked Reetma, I said, do you like this play? He goes, I don't like any play for 4th and 16. I'm like, well, crap, I guess we're going to go with it. And,
yep.
And
it worked out great.
Yeah, and then Carter made a couple guys miss and got out of bounds, 17 yards later and, showed off his beautiful biceps and a big flex move. And that is pure sarcasm right there, if you've ever seen Carter's biceps. But
wow. Wow.
I just want to, and I know his dad's listening, so that'll make him laugh a little bit. So, no, just unbelievable,
Yeah,
right?
it's
The wherewithal,
exactly.
the play.
The knowledge to know that 16 was there, and it was. I mean, he had to work for it, certainly, but it was there and kept the drive alive, and it ends with an Eddie Williams 5-yard touchdown, which is a theme of the last 3 weeks. What's he got, 17 touchdowns or something in the last 5 weeks? Or
Yeah, I think he's – and, I do think he did start a little bit slow this year in terms of the number of touchdowns. But, I think he's got 20 on the year rushing, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's second in the country.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Not too bad. But just kept adding to the all-time rushing record, single-season rushing record. What I do like, he set his own record, right? He set the record his freshman year. That was in 12 games. And now what's nice is when I hear from people like, oh, it took Eddie 12 games. Well, this year it took 9.
No, he's shattered those records this year.
It only took 9 this year, so can't dispute that one. And no, nobody's questioning his ability and what he's been doing this year. So
they would come back with a long drive, but turn it over on downs, and then you would go on another one of those long drives that you guys have been putting together lately. 14 plays, 72 yards, 6 minutes and 31 seconds.
Yeah, and how about that play to cap it off?
Misdirection.
Yeah,
that was cool.
We saw that. Scouting these guys and. Miles just leaked out, the backside there, and Carter did a little rollout to his left. And honestly, I'm not sure if we practiced it that direction. Typically, we'll do it where Carter gets to roll to his right just because he's right-handed. Sure. It's easier. I'm looking at Reetma to see if we did practice it or not. I got
we were
thumbs
all
up.
good.
I must have been
open,
daydreaming at that that time we practiced it, but he was wide open, and he was able to do his little dance, and it was mimicked by some people in the end zone, and but they were having some fun, I'll tell you what, in that end zone and all around. But
so 14-0, ball game's over.
Sure.
We don't have to recap anymore,
we're done. Yep, no. And you know what? I really did. I'm like, man, if we can get one more, that is going to be –
That's true.
That's tough, right? That's tough to come back from. That's tough to have any motivation as a team down 21, and we did not do that.
No, they would come back. They get a 9-yard touchdown. Noah Boudry to Ethan Aberger.
Yeah, but really, I mean, it was with 4 minutes left.
4 minutes and 11 seconds left.
Was their first score, right?
Seemed like probably going into the locker room up 7.
Yep. And
that also didn't happen.
That did not.
An interception, I think, on the next drive off of a tipped ball on the sidelines.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play.
That was a good play.
That kid,
he
made.
got 9 picks this year or something?
Yes, he does. He is a good ball player. He is
really good.
Physical. Holy smokes. He turned the ball over. They score again
62
with
yards.
3 minutes later.
6 plays. There's a minute 11 left on the clock in that. Boudry, a 3-yard touchdown run. 14 apiece. And then on the kickoff, disaster strikes a little bit.
And that's on us. We didn't make an adjustment. They showed short kick earlier in the game.
Yeah, Trevor Brandy made a really nice play on that first one.
And then we adjusted some players, and it just, that was.
I talked to Coach Cole about it this morning. He still hasn't let it go, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, we got lucky that
he's upset at himself. For sure.
We got lucky. It didn't cost us greater. It did cost us from 7.
Yeah, exactly. 16 seconds to go in the quarter. Braden Whitaker catches a 6-yard touchdown, 21-14. You guys all of a sudden go into the locker room down, and it had to be a little shell shock, wasn't it?
It was, but I think people realize it was. And I know it's more than this. It was 2 plays, right? They had a long pass down our sidelines that set up their first score, or one of the scores, and then they have, the kick, and then real quickly they score right after that. So it was. I mean, they had one nice, I think, longer drive, but otherwise it was just some costly
Yeah,
mistakes.
exactly.
So I think that gave the guys a little bit more energy than what you would think, getting smacked 3 times, right away like that happened. But then they come out.
Well,
right?
yeah, they come out in the third quarter. They get the ball first to start the third quarter.
They won the toss and deferred.
Your defense makes 2 really good plays to put them in a 3rd and long situation.
Holy cow, what a scramble.
And then this dude scrambles around for like 10 seconds. Your defense had everybody blanketed.
It was. And then, you even see him point to tell a receiver to go deep and, like 70-yard pass for
70-yard touchdown. It's 28-14, and that sideline had to be just really worried.
Again, that's a big play.
Another big play, yeah.
Right? Not, they got him on 3rd down, and here it is. So, what helped was our very, very quick answer.
Yeah, your guys know how to make a quick answer as well. And
I would throw out there that this might have been Carter's, best throw of his career.
I said that the second that the ball landed in the end zone, I think. That's
just
one of the best throws I've ever seen.
Yeah, the trajectory, it wasn't, he put some mustard on that one and let it loose. And in stride, Poff caught that one.
To break stride.
Not at all.
And to make that throw in that situation down by 14,
and you mentioned the wind
howling across the field.
Right.
So he had to have thrown it, aimed it out of bounds, I would think, because it was caught along the sidelines.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so we strike, under 30. It was 38 seconds was that drive, and so Zach Boff ran in from 69 yards out, and that was big, right?
Big.
Obviously. We get back 2 scores, lots and lots of time left.
A lot of time left. Still 13 minutes left. You're down by 7. But then Adrian, after a couple punts, I believe, goes 7 plays, 86 yards, 4 minutes, 11 seconds, and cap it with a touchdown with 1:49 to go. But missed the extra point wide right in that wind. And during that drive, they took a couple of timeouts, which – at the time, I said
that is real. That
I really questioned a couple of them.
That was costly.
Not necessarily during that drive. There was one on a 4th and, I think, 4 when they were lined up in punt formation.
Correct. I didn't know if they
were.
were.
I'm almost certain that they had a fake called and that you guys had the right defense on, because I don't think you call a timeout there for any other reason.
I'm guessing they did too.
I have to imagine.
I think so. And then I think they went into debate mode of do we send the offense out or punt it? But
so they used one there, and then they used one somewhere else in the third quarter. And after the missed extra point, I thought, those 2 things combined, that could lead to trouble. But you get the ball back and decided with about 13, 14 minutes left to punt.
Yeah.
Which I wondered if that was the right call at the time or not. Clearly it was.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember. Maybe it was it 4th and 2 or 3?
I think it was like 4th and 4.
Yeah. But we were just too deep, in our end. And had they gotten a score there, that would have then really kind of sealed the deal.
Yep,
so
got a good punt away.
And again, look at, their explosive plays that they're getting.
Exactly.
And so if we can, force that stop, which defense did, and some costly. I don't want, because the one wasn't a turnover. There was fumble, and then Boudry recovered it himself. But some big plays there to put the ball back in our hands.
Right. So you punt the ball away to him. You had a great punt by Kempf inside the 10. First play, they get like 50-some yards across midfield, and they're in business. I thought, oh, no, this could be it. But then just 2 plays later, Boudry tries to run up the middle, and Xavier Urquhart from behind pops the ball
Forces
out.
The
Carson Berkampus fell right on it. He's been really good lately, by the way. He's coming along nicely.
Yeah, he had that. He had I think a tackle for loss as well. He is playing very, very well. So
you get the football back, and at that point it just kind of seemed like Eddie Williams in the offensive line said, we're not going to lose.
Yeah, I know we were definitely running the ball well on them at that point. Eddie was, he was on a mission, certainly. You got to give a little shout out to our offensive MIAA Players of the Week. I don't know if you saw that.
The offensive line is the offensive MIAA Player of the Week.
Pretty awesome,
it is
right?
Absolutely the right decision.
Yeah, but it's cool to see.
I mean,
right?
they dominated those last 2 drives.
And that's, they were the number 1 run defense in the conference.
Well,
and so
they got gashed for 260 something.
Well, like you said, Eddie ran really hard, and the big boys up front took care of their job.
On that drive, Eddie got one to the outside that was really a couple of drives in a row. He got runs to the outside. Adrian was really getting stuck inside trying to take away the run up the middle, and he was able to bounce those outside and get significant yardage.
Yeah. You know what I was impressed with Eddie was the first drive or two, he was huffing and puffing, and I think he got more wind as the game went. He got more.
He didn't seem tired down the stretch.
No, he wasn't tired at all.
You got Brian Morgan 11 carries in the middle of the game there, and that probably helped out a ton down in the fourth quarter.
We're not missing a big beat with Brian.
Well,
Brian is playing career ball right now, and so nice to see. But
so 9 plays, 67 yards. Eddie Williams from 9 yards out on a 3rd and 1 play. Just kind of strolled into the end zone. It's 34-28, and all of a sudden the complexion of the game has changed completely. They get the ball back. They drive it a little bit, but they use their last timeout before 4th and 6, which I thought was big, but play clock was running down. They had to use it on the 4th and 6. And then on the 4th and 6 play, Boudry tries a pump fake, and the ball did not cooperate with him, and it went backwards significantly, and everybody chased it down, and
he recovered it,
but he was out of bounds by then.
Yeah. And
you guys are set up at the 48, and Eddie wasn't messing around that next drive either.
No, and I know there was a little debate over the headsets. Coach had a play that I do think would have worked. It was a little bit of trickery, but we'll save that maybe
for 2 weeks. No need at that point in time.
And
no
again,
need right there.
let's keep the clock rolling. We're not stressed about time in any means, And
no,
so
not at all.
But really, Eddie out of the backfield. Carter steps up.
Carter made a really athletic play right there. Step up and a little bit to the right.
Yeah.
Because I think that it was there for Eddie the whole time, but there was a defensive end in the way. He couldn't get the throw off without stepping up.
So there was a couple of plays. This is one of them. This was great where I think people worried about Carter with his feet, but then he pulls up, makes a heck of a pass. He did it earlier in the game. He was beyond the line of scrimmage, so we got a penalty on that one. But I think still it's in people's heads.
It is.
That guy could throw this ball at any moment. And then there was a time where in the pocket, Carter's getting wrapped up, and he decided
this play was awesome.
He decided, you know what? Here you go, Eddie. Why don't you take it while I'm going?
What were your thoughts as you were seeing that
I'm
unfold?
Screaming no. Just go down with it. Save the ball, but then
he handed it to Eddie in that whole scrum, and then the seas parted.
Correct. Nobody thought he handed it, so they were still beating up on Carter and bringing him down to the ground, and Eddie squirts out, and I don't even remember how many he got on that. Had to be
15, 20 yards at least. Yeah.
Had to be. And
it was fantastic.
I did. You worry at times. Okay, don't do too much. Just do what you need to do. But man.
Eddie, a 17-yard touchdown catch to tie the game at 34 apiece, and then Jace Heck boots through the extra point that had to be the most pressure-packed kick of his young career so far, especially coming back this week.
Yeah.
And he kicks a naturally really high ball, too, which the wind probably was messing with, but no problems.
I asked him on Monday. I asked him if he was nervous, and he said, with a touchdown, you just react, you're excited because there was a touchdown, and you run out and you kick. He said if we were setting up for a field goal, and then you think about it a little bit more because there wasn't that rush of adrenaline and excitement off of a touchdown. So I never thought about that, I guess. Never was a kicker.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you. I think it was well before, that drive or right at the start. In my head, I thought to myself, man, am I going to go for 2 for the win or kick it tight? Because I had forgotten that they missed that extra point.
Right.
And, I looked and then was able to use my fingers and realize that, wow.
That's good.
A touchdown ties it. We're good. All right.
All we need is a kick.
Yeah. So.
But I thought it was a great job from Jace with coming back for the first game in quite some time to boot those through in the wind, and he was pretty fired up after that one. It looked like
absolutely he was.
Still 6:09 to go in the game.
Lots of time left.
You figure with 6:09 that they're going to have a couple cracks at it at least. But then remember, they didn't have the timeouts,
right?
And they did not really like to work real quickly either. They subbed a lot, and they were deliberate in their pace.
Yeah, but 6 minutes is still...
That's still 2 drives. It should be.
Yeah.
But they moved slow.
True. But again, if you can sustain a drive...
Right.
I mean, a 6-minute drive, for us especially, is... I don't know if we've had but one, maybe.
Yeah, you had the 6:31 in this game.
And that was 14 plays,
right? 14 plays.
So, and they weren't a 14-play.
No.
Not that day. They have been. We've seen it. But, they had some great opportunities and big plays. But, so anyways, excited to see the defense, right? I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Out there.
And it's interesting because, they get a first down, and then you guys are called for a phantom pass interference penalty where no one was touched.
You said that, right?
Yeah, I did. Absolutely.
I did not say
was
that.
An awful call. And then
I might, whether or not I agree with you,
right?
I won't.
But there was an unsportsmanlike conduct call on you guys on that play as well.
No, that one and that was it was there, and that was
took the ball a long ways forward.
Not a smart move, and that has been addressed. But what you're saying about the pass interference, that was a mystery one to us. But because I knew there's no disputing the other, but that had to be a 25-yard penalty.
It was
because it was a spot on the pass interference, and then it was plus 15.
Yeah. Yep. And
you're right. There was some
that was
in my head going, no, not this way.
Yeah, that led to some tense moments for sure, and your defense steps up, though. An incomplete pass along the sidelines, just a gain of a couple yards is all on second down. And then he had a receiver open on third down and overthrew him badly. And Brock Boudry almost picked that one off.
How about that? That would, the cousin connection there, but not the one that the cousin wanted to throw to.
I thought that was going to end it, but then you guys take a timeout, which I thought was smart to see what they were lining up.
They were in a formation a little different. They started to shift out of it. Called a last second timeout just to let our guys regroup and talk about what they were in. I think they changed it up after, but usually you do after you show your hands, right?
So 4th and 9, you guys get some pressure, and he has to throw off of his back foot. And this time, Brock Boudry did not drop the pass.
It's such. And I mentioned Cousins, right? So Boudry, quarterback for Adrian, and then is Cousins with our safety, and obviously he's excited. But I talked to him later. I said, "How are you doing? How's he doing?" And he's like, "I went over, and it's family, so you feel, but you're excited because you did your job and you have helped your teammates." So I was, thrilled for him because Brock works his tail off. He studies film. This one, of course, with the championship, everything, but even a little bit more because,
Oh, for sure.
Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner at the family.
Yeah.
You want to,
You've got those bragging
You
rights.
want to be able to wear the shirt, and but with the one drop, and then he's able to get that one.
That was fantastic stuff. Yeah. So still 2:51 to go, though. You guys need to get a first down.
Got to get a first.
And
everybody knows what we're going to be doing. And I went into the huddle with the linemen, and that's what I said. I'm like, everybody knows what we're about to do. So you got to get it done. And they did.
Yep. 3rd and 4 as you hit the 2-minute timeout, and a called run to Carter on 3rd and 4. I think that one maybe they didn't expect.
Sure, we can give Rietma that credit, or Carter just decided maybe a little bit of a, I'm going to take this.
Sure.
Eddie,
he did.
Eddie, go block this guy, and we'll take care of business. And
that
fell forward, almost basically rolling on top of his tackler.
Yep.
And got that
got
extra
the first
yard.
Down right at 25. Would you guys have gone for it on 4th and inches? I said yes.
I don't know.
That would have been a tough choice.
Yeah, it would have been a tough choice.
Glad you didn't have to make it.
We had timeouts. I can promise you we would have went out there with no play first.
Right.
Tried to get him to jump. Called timeout. Probably tried to do it again. And
then punt.
But, yeah, honestly, there wasn't that much time left.
No,
I'm trying
there
to
was,
think of.
There was
so the smart thing to do is punt
knee,
that
so
ball away. And,
yeah, exactly.
but sometimes I'm not very smart. So,
well, let's take a look at some of those individual numbers from this game because they are amazing. It all told, it's a 35-34 win.
Yeah.
For a championship. Carter St. John, fantastic. 16 of 28,
sure
229, 3 touchdowns. 2 interceptions. They were both tipped.
They were tipped, and one was one of our players. Holy, boy, you keep bringing up some stuff, huh?
I'm just telling the truth. I only speak in truth.
I was concerned.
Yeah,
I thought
sure.
The one on Sam I was concerned about.
He got hit pretty hard.
He held onto the ball. And then there was another one. Miles got
he got blasted.
He did. That ball then went up in the air and an interception there. But that was a hard hit.
Yeah. Eddie Williams, 29 carries, 227 and 2 touchdowns.
Isn't
and
that
then he
incredible?
had 7 catches for 63 yards and a score as well.
Unbelievable.
And
he's
the
over
MIAA offensive player of the year.
He's over 1,400 yards rushing, and that's just impressive.
It's a well-earned offensive player of the year honor for him.
It is, and I think Carter finished over 11,000 yards passing. So to have the number one passing and the number one rushing leader in school history is pretty incredible.
Pretty good stuff.
Pretty incredible.
Zach Poff, couple catches, 81 yards. Of course, he had the big 69-yard touchdown. And then take a look at some of these defensive stats.
Yeah, Buddy played a great game. Yeah. I think the way that he improved from that trying week to this past week, phenomenal. I mean, he had nine tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Marshawn had a tackle for loss as well, but Preston played well. I mean, guys that we have said before, but Buddy Jamarte Hogan played a phenomenal game. But Preston and Jet King, just outstanding play. And again, Brock might not have numbers, but he coordinates everybody. He's getting guys lined up at that safety spot. He's a really strong player. Doing really, really well.
Sacks for Jack Anderson and Carson Burkompus, who we mentioned earlier.
Yep.
He had the big fumble recovery as well. So,
and so some of these guys, were recognized.
Yeah, a bunch of all MIAA guys.
We have voting Monday morning, so after the last game, and obviously every coach in the conference wants to see their players represented and get voted. And I shout out, right? I've heard that it can get nasty, but it never does within the football one, which I think the coaches get along pretty well, except one day of the year. And
sure,
but these guys got recognized as first team all conference, and Jack Anderson, who you just mentioned,
great.
Oh my gosh, he's a force in the middle there on our defensive line. J.B. Couch and Owen Dank on the offensive line.
You could have gone the entire offensive line.
Yeah,
They are elite.
Yes, and I would love to have argued that more. You'll never get,
No, of course
and
not.
it's although guys deserve
that unit.
And
is
Maddox,
just so good.
Maddox got second team all conference. So to get 3 guys is good, but yeah, so there's that selfish, like I was saying.
Of course.
You would love to see Cole Streeter and Joe Foster get some recognition, but they do. They were MIAA Players of the Week. So
Exactly.
But Zach Boff, first team wide receiver, Marshawn Massenberg playing some great ball at the corner spot. Jet King at linebacker, he deserves that.
Yes, he does.
He hasn't been selected as much as I don't think he did at all for MIAA Players of the Week, and he's consistent between 7 and 11 tackles. It's but he was recognized as a top linebacker. And then, of course, Eddie, and you mentioned it, Eddie was offensive MVP. Carter got it in 2023. Now to have Eddie, that's a pretty special award right there to get an MVP. Second team, Carter St. John, and then Brock Boudry got second team, as well as Preston Marlott. So to have 2 safeties is great representation. Nice to see Miles Haggart. His numbers are pretty good, but he's a heck of a blocker. He works his tail off. Love that he's a sophomore.
Yes, yeah, he's getting better and better with the in the pass catching.
Yeah. Matt Oswald, senior defensive lineman. He was second team along with our punter, Bryce Kemp. And, Bryce, here's one argument. I wouldn't say argument, but something I brought up is, Bryce was forced into all 3.
Yes, he was.
And I do think that pulls away from some averages a little bit. And,
for sure.
But he was just a couple yards shy of leading the conference in punts. But and then one that people don't know what it is maybe, but that's worthy of recognizing. Carter was also given the Pete Schmidt Award, and that goes to one player in the conference who kind of exemplifies community service among everybody.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, we know that when he was selected for the AFCA Good Hands All-State Award, only 22 in the country for that. But, that his work with QBs versus Cancer obviously propelled that vote. And,
for sure.
Worthy of that, certainly.
So now it's on to the postseason, and you guys have been in the postseason. It seems like for the last 8 weeks now, but
no joke. I mean, it was.
Yeah, it was do or die for
what
7 weeks.
I was going to say, is that 7 in a row, 8 in a row?
It's 7 in a row,
right?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that loss to Hanover, another loss, we were out of the playoffs. So
7-0 in league play. You had to run the table, and you did, and into the postseason. And the nice thing now, though, is you get a bye.
Yeah, it is nice.
That probably comes at a good time, I would assume.
Yes. The obvious is to heal up.
Right.
That was a very physical game on Saturday.
It had to have been.
So it's nice to get a couple guys an extra week, and a few haven't practiced yet because they need those extra days. For me personally, the planning. Oh my goodness, I can't. We haven't gone on the road for a week 1 yet. We hosted in 22 and 23, but to be on the road the first, because you have travel rosters that you're allowed, hotels to plan, and obviously busing and where you're stopping and food and all that fun stuff. So I'm very appreciative of having this bye to have a little extra time to get that rolling.
Yep, and it gives you, like you said, the week to kind of prepare here.
Yep.
Next week is obviously different with Thanksgiving.
It is. It is a little bit of a challenge. would love to, I should probably at some point have talked to other coaches just to see. We're pretty much the same as we were in 22 and 23. 23 being the one that we're kind of mocking it off of because we were at Mount Union.
Right, sure.
And we're on the road here again. So we'll practice Monday through Thursday. We'll go early on Thursday. Hopefully the weather helps us a little bit on Thursday. But guys will be able to go home after the practice. So we're hoping to end, I think in my head I have it ending around 10:15, 10:30 in the morning.
Okay.
They'll be able to take off. Guys that are traveling will leave early on Friday, so they have to be back at a reasonable time Thursday night. Or like we've done in the past two playoff appearances, we will host and guys will come over our house and
that's awesome.
Watch the Lions and lounge around, and we eat lots and lots of food. And I think in 23 we had about 65 people over the house for Thanksgiving.
Whatever
dinner.
it was, it worked.
Yeah, it was fun. It is so much. Yeah, it's great.
And that's going to set us up for a matchup with a team out of the WIAC, the UW Platteville Pioneers. Obviously, the WIAC got 4 teams into the postseason this year.
That is a very, very strong
incredible
conference. It is.
And
and they wouldn't have if it wasn't for MPI.
Right.
And I'm not, and I'm saying they deserve it.
They do.
But because of MPI, which is the rating system, that's what put 4 of them in, and River Falls, which
and it's got to be a nice thing though that you guys have faced the cream of their crop. You kind of know what the WIAC is and to expect.
Yeah, they're big, they're physical.
Yes.
Did I say big? And
yes.
So they're not similar in exactly what they're doing, but in the structure of the team, they are some big Wisconsin, Minnesota, Dakota boys.
Yeah, I went
teams.
over their roster this week, and they're all Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota.
Well, so here's some worthless information for you.
I love worthless information.
We are playing 2 games in Wisconsin, but will not stay in the state. We're actually staying.
I hadn't thought about that one
2
yet.
different
That's true.
states. The first time we stayed in Minnesota, and this time we're staying in Iowa. So Dubuque's about.
You're playing those border schools.
Yeah, when Dubuque's about 30 minutes away.
Platteville's a long ways away. That's a long bus ride. It's not a long ways away from Dubuque. It's a long ways away from here. Not as far as River Falls.
Nothing like River Falls. No. I mean, River Falls would be out of the range.
Yeah, in the tournament they have to fly.
They would offer to fly. They would love for us to take a bus, but I think we'd be flying. Yeah. Over 500 miles, and this is, I think, 472.
That's a lot.
You don't think it's planned?
I know it is.
There's a compass.
I know it is.
That they draw around.
Yep.
But whatever. We like the road. You know,
so it's been a very successful spot for you.
Yeah, we might have we're working on a little surprise for the boys for some fun along the way. Maybe leave a little bit earlier just so we can do a stop and get an adventure. When we went down to Mount Union, it was nice to be able to walk around the Hall of Fame on our way down, and kind of takes your mind off. Plus, you're able to get out of a seat on a bus and move a little bit. So
awesome. Well, that game will be a week from Saturday.
It is a 1:00 Eastern kickoff. Noon out there.
All of the postseason games start at noon local time, so it'll be a 1:00 Eastern kickoff from Platteville, and you can hear that one right here, Q104.9
There we go.
WQBX,
I'm glad you guys are making
online
the road
at
trip.
1049WQBX.com. Our next broadcast will be Friday when the Alma College women's team takes on Oberlin.
I knew they were home, and I did not know who.
Friday night against Oberlin for sure. That'll be our next one. But then no coaches show next week as we've got Thanksgiving coming up, and we're going to be. I'll be out of town.
I'll be prepping
ready,
food for 65.
we'll give each other the weekend or the Wednesday off at least, and then we'll reconvene for a big game against Platteville, huh?
I'm fired up.
You should be.
Let's go.
Should be, absolutely. All right, like we said, that one will be Saturday, November 29th, 1 o'clock, 12:45 for the Mercantile Bank Scott's pregame show. And, Coach, anything you want to add before we let you go?
Hey, thanks, everybody, for your support. Honestly, that energy at Balke Field on Saturday was felt and was genuine, and the love after. And I want to do a shout-out. Dave Zerby conducting his last Kilty marching band. I had a nice moment with him.
Yeah, you got to be up there on the bandstand with him.
Yeah, that was emotional. I was up there with him in 2018, my first ever collegiate win, and he asked me to come up this time. And so to close out his career up there with him, that was pretty special. But
yeah, that was good stuff. Loved it. The whole day was great.
It was. Well, winning helps.
Yes, it does. No doubt about that. We'll do that again a week from Saturday. Huh?
I hope so, man.
All right, sounds good to me. That's going to wrap it up for tonight's Alma Coaches Show. And, Coach, send us out and get us ready for a week from Saturday.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And as always, go Scots!
When you're ready for checking that earns interest and gives you perks, Merc Perks Plus from Mercantile Bank is here. With a competitive interest rate and perks like travel services,